He's the man who's in the lead. It's Masashi Maru with 10 wins and only 1 loss. But there's a couple of wrestlers snapping at his heels. It's Tochi Azuma and Takanonami with 9 wins and 2 losses apiece. Well, this is the Yokozuna Dohyo Iri. That's the Yokozuna ring entering ceremony, which is Masashi Maru's had to do every day since he's the only one Yokozuna competing. Well, it's this would have been between Higonoumi and Kitazakura, but Higonoumi dropped out, got dumped down on his shoulder yesterday, and it looked rather nasty. We saw him limp off, and there it is. And it turns out that he dislocated it when he fell down. So not only is he out of this basho, it's almost certain that with his results, that was Maki Koshi, he suffered with that defeat yesterday. He'll drop down to the Judo division. So Kitazakura wins that one by default, 4th win for him. And on to our next bout. It's Kobo against Wakanoyama. Well, Kobo, a new one, first time in this Makuuchi division. Took him 13 years to get this far, which is a pretty slow rise. So he's certainly a veteran, but not so strong. Strong enough to get this far, but that was Wakanoyama spun him over very neatly there with fairly rare throw. That's the kainahineri, and that was Kobo's 7th loss and 6th win for 6th win for Wakanoyama. Right, Tamarikido fights Chiyotenzan. They fought once before. Chiyotenzan won once. A bit of a dive there, but couldn't quite reach Tamarikido. So both settling into not quite the Yotsusumo position. That's 4 hands on the belts. But they're locked in tight. Each has got 1 hand on the belt, and they're fighting for that other grip. And eventually it's Tamarikido who gets shoved over the edge, and a win for Chiyotenzan. 7th win for him. Not doing too badly. After this, there's 3 more bouts for him. Let's watch that one again. So Tamarikido trying to sidestep that one. Doesn't quite pull it off. And there you see him getting shoved over the edge of the ring. Now Aminishiki against Tamakasuga. These have met a few times in the past, 4 times, and each has won twice. So nice, good hard start there. Heads go in. Aminishiki chasing Tamakasuga around the ring. Tamakasuga keeping the pressure on, has got him on the edge, and eventually forces him over with oshidashi. Lively bout there, and Tamakasuga notching up his 5th win. 5th loss for Aminishiki. Well, Akinoshima next out. He's won 19 prizes, tournament prizes, which is a record. He's got hasn't got quite so many kimboshi, that's wins against Yokozuna, but he complains that for most of his time 2 of the Yokozuna were from his own stable, and of course he wouldn't meet them unless it was a playoff, so he was denied chances to get victories over Yokozuna, and that of course affects their pay, adds an increment to their pay, their salary. Well, Akinoshima beat Tochisakae there, lively bout. Tochisakae drove in hard, but Akinoshima managed to stop that and force him down with yoritaoshi. So that was Maki Koshi there, 8th loss for Tochisakae. Kyokutenho. So here we have the second, almost the shortest wrestler, Otsukasa. He's 176, 1 meter 76 tall, not very tall, and he's fighting the Kyokutenho, who's 1 meter 91. Well, Kyokutenho slid away from that one with a little bit of help and a pull from Otsukasa. So that's Otsukasa's 7th win. And that was 6th loss for Kyokutenho. With Daizen, he was looking very happy when he beat Masashi Maru on day 10, wandering around the stadium here, grinning away. Here fighting Kotonowaka, who one day will become an Oyokata, since it's certain he will inherit his stable. Well, there was a nice little bit of twisting and turning there on the edge as Daizen chased Kotonowaka around. But a determined thrust dumped the big wrestler into the crowd and on top of one of the judges. So let's watch that one. So you see those turns from both wrestlers there. And you see what happens when you sit close to the ring. Next, Oginishiki. And he's got 8 losses already, so that's Makikoshi for him. Here fighting Tokitsuumi, he's never beaten. Tokitsuumi's beaten Oginishiki 6 times. Tokitsuumi at 133 kilos. He's trying to put on weight, but he's not being very successful. He wants to get up to at least 140 kilos, but doesn't seem to be the fat type. Oginishiki sparking to life there. Eventually drives Tokitsuumi with yoritaoshi. Let's watch that one again. A lot of determination right to the edge, and a little bit of a leg knee grab there from Oginishiki as Tokitsuumi went backwards. And that was 11th loss for Tokitsuumi. He's only got 1 win so far, so very poor basho for Tokitsuumi. Well, Dejima's next out. He says today that he thinks his condition's not too bad. Well, exaggeration perhaps. He's got 6 losses already. Here fighting Toki, who's got 5 losses, so similar basho results for the pair of them. Dejima coming in hard. There's that forward movement, the diashi of the legs, trademark of Dejima. So he's looking a little bit better. That was his 6th win now. And that's certainly more wins than he's had in his 3 previous basho. Best he could do before was 5 wins. And that was 6th loss for Toki. And they fight once a day over 15 days. Wrestler with the most number of wins gets the Emperor's Cup. Most of them like to get 8 wins or more, because that guarantees their rankings and that affects their pay. Kyokushuzan here against Wakanosato. Well, Wakanosato dominating the Mongolian there. He came into Makuuchi Sumo in 96. By 97, Kyokushuzan had gone up to Komusubi rank, but dropped back a bit from there since, now at Maegashira 9. So that previous bout there was 7th win for Wakanosato and 4th loss for Kyokushuzan. Chazuma and Takanonami coming out, getting ready for their bout in a while. Promising newcomer Tamanoshima against another promising newcomer, Takanowaka. Takanowaka slightly earlier into the Makuuchi division than Tamanoshima. So Takanowaka comes out from the start line much faster. Tamanoshima absorbs the shock, but he's driven backwards. Takanowaka certainly looking stronger now, I think, and we know he does a lot of weights, and it seems to be showing a bit. Looking powerful there. Tamanoshima's not an easy one to push out, even though he's a newcomer. He's had some good results so far. So that was 8th loss for Tamanoshima, and Makikoshi 5th win for Takanowaka. Kaiho's got 6 losses so far, nowhere near as good as his previous basho when he had 10 wins. Here fighting Tosanumi already with Makikoshi. So Tosanumi comes out like a rocket, much faster off from the mark, and very neatly spins Kaiho over there on the edge. Looked like he was going out, and there he manages to trap the arm. Very neatly done, and certainly dumps Kaiho down with a hell of a bang. So 4th win for Tosanumi and 7th loss for Kaiho. Chazuma, 9 wins, 2 losses, as has Takanonami. Both of them just up behind Musashi Maru. So this will sort the race out a little bit. One of these will have to drop back. These two have fought 22 times before. Takanonami's won 13 of them. But Tochiazuma is the one with the best current form. So both wrestlers more or less meet in the dead center of the dohyo. Tochiazuma powering in. Takanonami trying that double 2 techniques. He's very good at the sotogaki. That's the leg around the back, and the kime hold. That's the arm locking hold. Trying both at the same time, but Tochiazuma shrugged off both attempts and dumped Nami with Sukuinagi. 2-pronged attack there by the veteran Takanonami, but Tochiazuma stopped that one. 2 quite dangerous techniques. Those kime holds stress the arms considerably, and the sotogaki, that's the grapevining around the leg, that also damages legs as well. Now Tochiazuma powering in there, drives the big man back to the edge. Now we can see with Takanonami's right arm wrapped right the way round. There he tries that sotogaki, needs a strong leg to stop that one. Hooks and hops, but then it's the underarm grip of Tochiazuma's that spins him over. So 10 wins and 2 losses for Tochiazuma. 9 wins and 3 losses now for Takanonami. And it was some time ago when Takanonami won the Basho. The first one he won was January '96. 5 years ago now. Now Kotomitsuki against Musoyama. They fought each other 6 times previously. Each has won 3 times. Kotomitsuki at 150 kilos, Musoyama at 178. Now Kotomitsuki came out like a rocket there. See the speed from the crouch down. But the referee judged that they hadn't harmonized their tachiai, so they have to do it again. Kotomitsuki coming out not quite so fast there. Gets the grip on the belt and turns it into the Uwate Dashinagi move. Captured the belt, swung round behind, and then pushed the man out with the belt rather than lifting or pulling. That's it. There's that push on the belt. And out he goes. Very neatly done. 7th win for Kotomitsuki and 4th loss for Musoyama. Audience cheering on Kaio, the local lad. Here fighting Tochino Nada. They've fought 15 times before. Kaio's won 11 of them. Although, as I've said before, these statistics can be misleading. Depends over the last 2 or 3 bashos who's beaten who. It's a much better indicator of form. So a full start there. Referee calls them back. I've seen too much of the referees stopping the bouts this time out. 1 or 2. Sometimes you get a lot more. Well, look at that. Kaio locks onto the belt and just dumps Tochino Nada contemptuously almost with that overarm grip. Clunk, click I should say, and down he goes. So he locks onto the belt with a right hand. That's Kaio with his back to us. Then he starts the big move. And there he goes. And he spins over 165 kilos. It's about 360 pounds of body weight over with that one-arm throw. 7th win for Kaio, 6th loss for Tochino Nada in that previous bout. Now, gives you some idea actually, if you look at these 3 now, look at the size of the referee in the ring there compared with these 2. It looks absolutely dwarfed. Not often you can see the comparison with size of some of these wrestlers. You compare them with each other and they're all pretty big. Now Masashi Maru fights Asa Shoryu. Now Asa Shoryu beat Masashi Maru last time. He very cheekily dropped down, grabbed a leg, lifted the big man up and walked him out backwards. So let's see if he can do it this time. Well, he's hovering on the brink. Whoops, no chance there. Masashi Maru not about to have a repeat of that humiliating defeat in the last basho, and that was Asashoryu dumped without much ceremony on his backside, and that confirms Masashi Maru in the lead with 11 wins and 1 loss. Let's watch that one again. So out comes Asashoryu, goes for the throat, but then Masashi Maru starts to tie up that arm of his, locks in tight on the arm. Asashoryu not really making much of an impression on him there. You see that arm got completely trapped, and then he gets spun over by the big man. So at the end of day 12, it's Masashi Maru in the lead with 11-1. Behind him, Tochiazuma 10-2, Takanonami 9-3, and then a clutch of wrestlers behind with 8-4. Asashoryu, Musoyama and Kyokushuzan with 8-4. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with the last 3 days of the basho. This is Sid Ho from Fukuoka in Japan. Bye for now, take care, and sayonara.